My fellow Liberians, despite our diversity, we are a united people, a great and noble people. Through the strength of our unity and the resilience of our determination, we have begun to rebuild a ravished country and have survived two deadly health crises. Our people have stood together as one united people, ready to face the future. Whether you are a fisherman of Grand Cru and Sino, the hunters of Grand Jide and River G, the farmers of Lofa and Bapolu, the Gola and Vai dancers of Bumi and Kipmount, the hospitable people of Bassa and River Ses, the warriors of Maryland, the miners and explorers of Nimba, the merchants and traders of Bong, the welcoming people of Magibi, or the melting pot of Montserrado. We are one people, Liberians. We have a great challenge and opportunity ahead of us. In unity, we will rebuild this country as a shining example in Africa, demonstrating the power of a determined and united people. Our economy and our national budget will expand and grow like never before. We will improve the lives of our people and put smiles on the faces of our citizens. I promise you that together we can and will do the job. A new day is on the horizon. The time for babysitting is over. God bless you and God bless Liberia.
God bless you and God bless Liberia. The time for babysitting is over. Okay, guys, I'm not going to take too long of your time here. I know everybody want to hear what I'm going to say. I'm not going to insult no one, but the truth is the truth. And it is time that we call people out when they're not doing the right thing. And this show, I will be speaking on what Spoon was talking about today. And I want to say this. Yes, I might not have the biggest platform, but it will remain in history. It will remain on my page, and other people will see it. Other people will watch it, and I'm available if you want to prove me wrong, or people will know who's speaking the truth. You know, this one is going to the Spoon Talk. It's not personal. It's not on a particular person, but the host of Spoon Talk, Stanton Waterspoon, I shared his page to his inbox. So, but I just want to say this to him. God bless you. You have the biggest platform. You have 3 radio stations in Liberia, and you broadcast to you transmit to 2 other radio stations. You also have a television and station in Liberia. My only problem here, giving the public false information, it is a problem. Do not take advantage of the Liberian people. You are a businessman or you want to run a network, you owe the Liberian people information. For me, I support Mr. Cummings. I can say whatever I want to say. I support Mr. Cummings. But you owe the Liberian people the truth. Today you are sedition. Tomorrow you from UP. The next day you from ANC. And the next day you on the other side. It will not help you well. The Liberian people will not trust you. They will not trust your network. This wonderful platform, this wonderful CPP document, you have had over 20 different interviews with CPP officials, and they gave you all kinds of information. Most of the information I have today, I got it from your page, from your Spoon Talk. You had Zago on your show. Zago admitted that yes, I signed a document along with Yomli. You had your radio station was in front of Mr. Ure when Mr. Ure gave the false information that he has no document. And we all know it's the radio station. It is your responsibility to teach the Liberian people, to give them the truth, to give them the actual truth, not to come and lie or to take side. Today you made fun. It was funny today, and it's unacceptable that you will stand up there and insinuate and insist that the information Mo Ali gave you is truth. My question here, and I think Ben asked you, if the front page is a is a color copy, that means it cannot be tampered with. That means it cannot be tampered with. Now, what are you trying to say? They are concerning that the front page, you all know Mr. Ure gave Mr. Cummings no document. That document mistakenly came out by somebody when the Liberian Post saw it. Yes. The document was reviewed by the lawyers. You guys agree and put an article and put that part in there where nobody will leave. Is that a problem because they have in there that if you sign this document, you cannot leave? Is that a crime? Is that what it said Mr. Cummings put in there? Eh? What make a document valid? When when they say black and white, that means it's a white sheet and a black writing. Whether the front page was color or whether the color was not too bright and the signature page has stayed there. If you tell me that they took your signature and they forged it because you guys gave all kinds of information, but for you to stay on your platform today and announcing in Liberia, do you know the problem that you're causing? Do you know what effect it will have on the people? That you're trying to make this thing look as if you and the other three guys are right and Mr. Cummings is wrong? Do you know the information that you sending to Liberia? You were not in Liberia during the war, Stanton. I don't think you went through the war. I don't know if you went through the war. Do you know what misinformation did to Liberians? Do you know to stay on your radio station and give false information? If you don't know, don't know. Whenever you take a document to NEC received the document because the document was notarized and signed. The notarized stamp was not a black, it was not a photocopy. Now, don't you know that the document they took to the Supreme Court, according to the Solicitor General, he said this document was photocopy and they kept copy for themselves and told the guy to carry the original. What make copy original? You think the color make it original? No. Not the color that make copy valid. It's the stamp and the signature. There's a notarized stamp on there. They notarize it. It's the original notarized stamp. So whether I photocopy it or not, and they stamp it and they give it to NEC, but it's not a photocopy. Nobody submitted 2 copies at the time. They never went there and took it back. Why will you sit on your platform and making fun out of Liberians? For what reason? For what? You're making fun out of Liberia. You sitting on the show like a pure dictator. You my friend, but I will tell you the truth, my brother. If you don't want to speak to me tomorrow, it's fine. If you don't want to be bad, I will not be bad myself. But the fact of the matter, you cannot do that to the Liberian people. You won't be truthful, fine. If you want to choose a side, choose a side. You want to choose, the next thing you say, oh, the ANC people talking to me, so I will talk to Mr. Cummings. Listen, you're not going to hold nobody hostage here. Maybe the other people don't want to talk. But it's not an insult, but the truth of the matter here, I just felt that what you did today, it was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. It's the worst thing for you to do And then you want, at the end of the show, you want to make it look fun and say all the next thing about Mr. Cummings. After you try to denigrate him, you try to disrespect him, that Mr. Cummings will give false information. Stanton, you work in this country, you got business. Can you play with document? Do you know what it means for someone to work from all the way down? You think his integrity, what he built, you think you Stanton will allow you to just play with documents? Do you know the crime? And for your information, political leaders do not file documents at NEC. The document is always filed by the chairman or the secretary general. How do you know that the document at NEC is a photocopy? How do you know? Why can't you wait and get information? All the different information they gave you. Everybody come on your show and they lie. You never want them holding to go back into your video archive and say, this is what you said the other day. That is what make journalists a member of the fourth estate. They are not friends with government. Their responsibility is to seek the people's interest. It's to speak the truth. It's to speak the truth. Why will you get involved in a CPP document that you know you yourself don't know is the truth? Or what are you trying to prove to us? That you can get in contact with a person, the other person can give you information? You're putting yourself into a danger zone, my brother. Let me tell you today. Today is you. Tomorrow it might be somebody. You don't know who will be the next president. You don't know. So right now you stay all over the place. I will tell you today because that's the only way some of us can talk to you too. You get your biggest talk show. You can stay on there and talk to 3 stations in Liberia and say whatever. You said it the other day that if you people try, I will take my entire crew and I will campaign against Mr. Cummings. I will talk about Mr. Cummings for 1 month. My man, you're running a network. Let me just give you an advice. The other day, I remember they got a station called KMTV. I don't know where is KMTV now. Today is Spoon Network. Tomorrow you might not know. Other people are going to come up. Other people will come up. People will be in Liberia. They will give frequency. Today, President, we can't give frequency. But you got 3 radio stations. You should be thankful. You should be thankful you got 3 radio stations while other people are still looking for frequency. But if you don't use your station to educate the Liberian people, instead you want to use it to campaign. I'm not even asking you to support Mr. Cummings. And it's up to you who you want to support. I'm not even asking you to go and support XYZ. But if you want to use your platform, because you got a whole big network in Liberia, and you got 3 radio stations, and you can give all kinds of information, and the people listen to it, it's up to you. It's up to you. You should understand, yesterday is different from today, and today will not be like tomorrow. That's a parable. Yesterday is not today, and tomorrow will not be today. You get your radio station, you go there and give false information. Not your first time doing it, not your second time. You changing the story. You sitting on the platform for Kev Asahun. Nobody gave a damn about him. Kev Asahun, nobody gave a damn. You guys communicate and make the other platform. You don't joke. You don't even joke about it to say, oh, they just send me a text. It is wrong. People watch this show. They don't watch the show because they want to make fun. It's not a comedy show. Your platform is not a comedian platform. You want to give the Liberian people news, you give them news. You give them news. Or else, you will always get supporter will be flipping over and over. Today, maybe ANC will look at you if you say something nice, but I didn't want. You know my ground I stand already. I told you so many times, you don't need to support ANC. You don't need to support CDC. You don't need to support Unity Party. Just be in the middle. You're a businessman. In fact, it was wrong for you to even open a talk show host. If you want to get into politics, get into politics. Get into politics. But you can't have a platform and at the same time, You want to negotiate with politicians. You talk to Boaka today because you feel you got a contact with Boaka. Then you want to have a talk show. Trust me, my brother, there will be a time the spoon talk will fail. Mark this today. It will be a time that the entire Spoon network will go down to the Greg. The Liberia you're playing with. Maybe you don't know. Maybe you don't know. You're playing with Liberia. Today, you got the biggest talk show. You can say whatever you want to say about whoever you want to talk about. But what goes around comes around. Don't see today and forget about tomorrow. You cannot sit on your show and try to twist a story that you don't even know. You know it, but you're trying to play blind eyes. That you're talking about framework document. Who don't know about the document? Eh? Who don't know? What that page have to do with the document? That page, you can even get a color. They are saying that Article 8.5 was not in there. Now today they say, oh no, it's supposed to be colored to the front. There is no writing. The only thing on the front is what? CPP a framework May 19 with the full logo. That's all. The signature is in the back. The signature not in the front. Mr. Cummings' signature there, everybody's signature there with the original stamp of the notary stamp. The notary stamp is there. Original stamp. Not a photocopy stamp. What makes a document valid is when you stamp it. Sometimes you guys do things like y'all make us look like we're stupid. We that watching y'all like we're stupid. Eh? People watch y'all every day. Other people looking. You can read the comments and people saying all kinds of things about y'all, about the show. The show is no more trusted. People just watch it because just to see it fun. Nobody take y'all serious anymore. You making fun out of your panelists. Eh? When Frances want to talk, you shut her off. When Ben talking, you shut him off. When another person talking, you shut them off. Only you alone. My brother, I'm only trying to advise you. My eating penna in your house. You, my friend, what I ate from you, whether you give me this, whether you don't do it, you, my friend, the fact is that the truth is the truth. I will tell you off. I will tell you. We'll still meet to the Wawa, and I will still tell you, you are wrong. The way you're proceeding is wrong. You're a businessman. You want to be a journalist? You want to be like Oprah Winfrey? Or you want to be like Steve Harvey? Remain as Steve Harvey. You want to support? Don't put them in your business, in your doc, in your something. You can support, but you don't take a whole show and try to spread the information. Steve Harvey supported Mr. Cummings, Mr. Obama. Steve Harvey don't go on his station and go start lying about Obama. Oprah did it. She didn't go and start lying about Obama. But a document that will bring a riot in Liberia. If you want to support, you support. But what my point here, this thing that we're playing with, this document, tomorrow, ALP Unity Party calling the supporters to show up. ANC supporters will show up. And you announcing a free announcement. All ALP members, please show up. Joseph Boaka is going there. Do you know what will happen tomorrow? Do you really think about it? What will happen tomorrow? Do you think about it? No. I am not talking because you're supporting Mr. Boaka or you're supporting Josh Weir. Because I know you're not supporting Mr. Cummings. Whether you like Mr. Cummings, you're not supporting Mr. Cummings. Publicly, you're not supporting Mr. Cummings. You're supporting George Weah or you're supporting Mr. Boaka. And you're telling us that the document that Mo Ali show you telling me your first time in your life to see the document, I will show you copy too. I will show you copy of the document. I will show you a copy of the document. Maybe you think you're the only people. The document that you're showing out there and make it look as if you the only one get this document with you. CPP final framework. This the document. This is how the document look like. That's the page here. This is the page. This is the page of the document. Eh? This is it right there. This is it. The logo are color. All the other writing in here is black and white. All the writing is black and white. At the end, that's where they have the signature. I even get the first document, the first one that the Liberian people rejected. I have it with me. So you can't do this. Liberian watching you. You got 3 radio stations. Because of election, the Pro Ball war to Liberia. You can't use your platform and start giving false information and insisting that Mr. Cummings, oh yeah, Mr. Cummings, the document, Mr. Cummings did not file documents. He was the chairman, but it was filed by the chairman and the secretary. Gave that information right. And then you tell Liberian people, say, okay, let's see tomorrow what they're bringing. According to Serena Cephas, they took the original document at the office, at the court, and the man answered and swear on an oath, and they documented it. And he said, listen, this is the only document we have. They took it and make photocopy. If you're making photocopy, it's not to be color. The next day, Mo Ali came to testify. Mo Ali said, I will not testify on a photocopy document. Then you're saying that Mr. Cummings gave photocopy. What happened, my people? Stanton, you work in America. I surprised at you to even say Mr. Cummings, or man who work, who respect himself, who built his entire career around his integrity for 40 years. Never was written off one day. Never one day suspended. Then you telling me Mr. Cummings will go to Liberia and change document as if Mr. Cummings don't become president, he would die, like his life depends on it. Hey, Mr. Stanton, man, I'm surprised at you. I'm surprised at you, my brother. You don't know who will be the next president tomorrow. They had a radio station in Liberia, TV. They call KLM, I know KMFM or what? KMTV. Today, KMTV just passing around because they were enjoying Ellington. Now, this time, now that Spoon got 3 radio stations. Other people fighting to get one, they can't get it. Now, all I got to tell you, but Liberian people, wait for tomorrow. Mr. Cummings did nothing with that document. Mr. Cummings did nothing with that document. The first thing, the information you giving the people again, saying that Mr. Ure will go to that court and tell the people say that lie. Then Mr. Bwaka will tell them that lie. Mr. Ure is not testifying tomorrow. Yombly is not testifying tomorrow. Why will you give the information to Liberian people? Let Mr. Bwaka go and tell the people say that's not his signature. Let Mr. Bwaka, y'all bring the original, the document y'all think that's supposed to be to neck. Y'all go and bring it. Y'all bring it. Today the false signature. To now again, that photocopy to the front. What kind of nonsense is that? What kind of nonsense is that? The lawyers never gave the document, say y'all go submit it. The lawyers, you heard them. You listened to all the testimony. The lawyers gave it to them. They turned it over to the committee. On this committee were ANC, NPP, and Liberty Party, ALP, and UP on this committee. They have people representing the committee. They put everything to the chat room. Everybody got a document through the chat room. Mo Ali went around to rearrange everything. To rearrange everything. The first document they had Unity Party first. They went down when they rearranged it, they put it in an alphabetical order. The first one, they had Unity Party, then Liberty Party, ALP, and ANC because they were going according to the year they were founded. Then later on now they say, okay, let us do it into alphabetical order, which is ALP first, second was ANC, according to how they ran the party. Eh. Mr. Comistan, everything was okay. But when it came to then and they started all the crooked GT, then you see the man temper with document. Oh, he changed the signature. Oh, he forged our signature. Oh, in fact, Article 8.5 was not in there. Who the hell will want to sign a contract if nothing there to guarantee me? Who signed a contract with no guarantee? Let me ask you the first thing. Every contract that is signed, there should be some guarantee. Eh? Then why you go into a collaboration and say, okay, let's just sign. If I read, I can leave. Who does that? Who? I want to know who signed contract just for signing sake. You sign contract with a telephone company. If you want to break it out, you pay $200 extra or $400. You sign contract, when you're ready to leave, there's some consequence, there's some punishment. So who signed contract free? It make any sense to y'all? Y'all Liberian people yourself, man. Y'all will allow people to continue to use y'all because you support them. Eh? Even if ANC were going to bring that nonsense up and say we're leaving, from the day I saw that document and I was one of those who were talking for ANC to leave, I shut my mouth straight. I shut my mouth straight. I said, oh, but then ANC leave. There's nothing we can do. And now I've been telling people. Some people come on the show and say, let ANC leave. I don't know why Mr. Cummings joined these people. I say, if Mr. Cummings leave, he will not contest. I said it before. Then I'm my first time saying it. From last year. From last year. If Mr. Cummings leave the CPP, he will not contest. Everybody's aware. Everybody know about it. Why other people was interpreting a different way. They say, oh, if you go to the convention. Even I can remember Pape Flomo. Pape Flomo called right on my show. And he misinterpreted. He said, oh, you know what? They want to leave now because if they go to the convention, they will not leave. I said, no, Pape Flomo. According to the paper, when they did, at the time they signed it, nobody can leave. Everybody abide by the rules of CPP. So tell me, who signed a contract for nothing? Tell me. Nobody. Y'all ever saw the contract with CDC, NPP? You ever saw it? Y'all going to look at it. There is something in there valid. Something in there valid. Nobody sign contract just because they want to sign. When it comes to politics, in the CDC, the difference with the CDC, George Weah was the only man running for president, wanted to be Senate bearer. Nobody wanted to. Everybody wanted to be vice president of George Weah. So their own was easy. So it was between Joel and Tyler. And Joel from a big party compared to Tyler. And CDC wanted Joel. So they made it clear. They said that Joel won. But in a UP, you got two parties who won that position. Liberty Party don't have nobody. ALP not putting up candidate. So they got two parties. So what you expect? It should just run like that? Oh, because I came 5th place. So I mean, I'm not capable of being first. What you have because you came 2nd, that means you the best? No, you are not. You are not. For you to sit on your Spoon TV, your Spoon talk show, and just predicate and give false information and accuse another person. Then when other people talk about you, then you vex, you say you laying complete on Mr. Cummings, you lay complete on another person. Then you start going after Mr. Cummings because ANC people vex for you. Why are you taking advantage of the people? Why? Mr. Cummings said, my brother, you did good for yourself. You got a big talk. You got a big network. Make use of it and educate the Liberian people. Mr. Cummings, don't say you should go, but when you come out and give information before it's out there, then it's publicity stunt. You make it fun. You make people look at the other panelists as if they are not nothing. You make fun out of them. When they want to talk, you shut them off. When they want to talk, you say, oh no, your time is over. People look at it. Do you guys watch the show after? I always watch the Spoon Network, the Spoon Talk 2 times. Because the first one, I don't pay attention to it. I don't really glue to it. But the second time, I watch it. And when I watched it, when I saw all this nonsense in it, Stanton, it's not an insult, but it's a strong advice to you. Today, that's your time. Tomorrow could be somebody else. You don't know who's going to be the next president. Don't make Liberian people don't trust your network. Because right now, I will be honest with you, your boys are copying you. Journalists, I'm not a journalist, but I see all journalists behave. The same thing yesterday at the court. Good day, Flomo. You don't have no information. You say, oh, I know that guy. He wanted the ANC security. Oh, the ANC people get all the placard. You can't win that kind of case. Why will you accuse them? Why will you accuse them that the people that are holding the placard, they are all ANC people? They are ANC members. A journalist, Good Day Flomo, telling Emmanuel, oh, the other guy that I know him, he worked with ANC. They're not supposed to be here. It's wrong. You are a journalist. You went and interviewed the guy, said we are member of CPP. The CPP broke apart under Mr. Ure, under Mr. Bwaka leadership. So what? That's what they said. Then you force him and say, who is I know what the boy said the boss said no. He said, I'm the leader. It's none of your business. You are journalists. You don't even have the facts. But you excusing the people publicly that, oh, the ANC people brought them. The ANC people brought them. You saw them with ANC? No. They are following your footsteps, Anton. They are following your footsteps. Especially Good Day. The other day again, I watched Good Day on Ava Toba post live. He made a comment, oh, all kind of people get talk show. Look at only 40%, only 20% watching. He representing your network. They never one day had the opportunity to ask Mr. President Weah a question. But they got the tendency, they got the opportunity to ask Mr. Cummings a question. Mr. Cummings, are you frustrated? Is that how you ask questions? Mr. Cummings, you look frustrated. That Good Day, because Good Day learning it from his boss man. Good Day learning it from his boss man. But sometimes I don't blame these things. I don't blame nobody because I blame a lot of people who just beg for nothing in our country. That's the problem. Your politician. Eh? You can't do that, man. You can't do that. Today is one of your worst show. Today is one of your worst show. What you were doing was wrong. You was wrong today. Nobody even, I told you so many times. I say, hey, live with me. You don't need to get any partisan on your show. Yo, you got Kev Hassan, who continue to disrespect another candidate. But when you talk about Joshua, and then sometimes you're forcing. Or when you get ready, maybe I don't know when Joshua don't talk to you, then you vex with him. Then you think that one program, oh, I can talk. No. It's not talking the truth. If you want to speak for the government, speak for the, if you want to speak for the Liberian people, you stay in the middle. You want to say something about Mr. Cummings, what he did wrong, you can say it should be tangible. But you can't talk about a document and you took a document from Mo Ali. And then you believe that the one Mo Ali gave you is the right document. But you don't believe the one Mr. Cummings delivered and Mr. and Toll delivered. You gave him wrong information. The one Mr. Cummings submitted. The one Mr. Why you say Mr. Cummings submitted? Okay. Anything with a Spoon talk show, we will blame the Stanton Waterspoon because he's the head. Anything Spoon do in Morovia, we will make sure that we put everything on you. We'll not just put it on the network. We'll make sure you the one that telling them to do it. You authorize them to do it. So you the one authorize and go a Good Day to disrespect people in Liberia. You the one. You the one because Good Day disrespect a lot of people. You the one telling him to do it. Since you want to say Mr. Cummings is the one that delivered the document, that means you the one doing everything for Spoon. You the one giving the instruction. But I will say this to you. You don't need to take my advice. I'm nobody to you. I'm just an ordinary acquaintance because I don't consider that as a friend because a friend is different from acquaintance. So you don't need to take my advice. You're a big boy. You got a lot of money. You don't need some of us around you. But I will tell you, I see you, you speak to me. Yes, you show me respect. I show you respect. But I only saying this because I want you to do the right thing. If you want to have a radio station, if you want to have a good talk show, be neutral. You can deal with everybody. When it comes to certain documents, then you must have proof. I asked the question the other day. I said, all the interviews you've been having, I took the interview, the one with Zago, I took it from his show. The one with Bernard Yuri, I took it from his show. I got a lot of video on my computers I took from the Spoon Talk show. Mo Ali, all the guys giving lies information. You say, oh, let the public decide. You're not just a online, you're not just a Facebook or YouTube person. Some of us say we're on YouTube. If I were on a radio station, certain words will not come from my mouth. That's why when I go on the Spoon Talk, I think one or two times I went there, I'm very careful what I say because they're broadcasting on air. But on the internet, you can say anything you want to say. But on the Spoon Talks, the other day, Kev Hassan was cussing on the show. Don't forget that you're going live in Liberia. People listen to you before they go to bed. But one day, other people get a show too. Other people get a station. So what goes around comes around. Hey, today you're the biggest talk show, but don't take advantage of it. Don't do that. Don't think that nobody going to come after. No. Today you got three radio stations. Other people are struggling. Patrick owner, they still trying to get a frequency. They can't get it. They can. But you got 3. So be thankful and use it right and help the Liberian people. But you think today you talk about George Weah, you talk about the government. In fact, I know the whole scheme. You talk about the government, you don't accuse the president anyway. You don't accuse the president. You just talk about the government and you say it. But you don't talk about the bad leadership of the president. You never wanted to say the president leadership is bad. You stay praising the president. You stay singing song on the president. Eh? When you come to Joseph Boakai, you take your time or you make fun out of it. And then I said, but I know where you're leaning. But please, I don't think it was right today what you say. And you want to say, oh, Mr. Cummings is a good man. Mr. No. You said that the document that is submitted was black and white. Black and white document, it got nothing to do with authoring. If you say they author the document, it can even be color. They can author it. If you say there's something wrong with the document, it can be in color and it's still. But if you trying to tell me, say the front page supposed to be color, hey man, stop it, man. You don't see the document. NEC that received the document, NEC told you that. Look at he gave the information that NEC do not receive color copy. So how come? Then how come NEC receive the copies? Eh? Oh God. Well, guys, that's all I gotta say. It's not an insult, but I just telling him that he was wrong today, and the way he handled it. He want to look. I say it every day. I don't care. Anybody can say, "Oh yes," and you because the man talk about Mr. Cummings. That's why you want to talk. Yes. The fact is that I was one of those who continue to tell him, you don't need to get a party representative on your show. You want to be neutral, you be neutral and talk to the Liberian people. Do justice for the Liberian people. Go to the court. You got access. That is why they told you, they said the lawyers that did the paperwork. You can call the lawyers and ask them, say, listen, man, let's do justice for Liberian people. Can we interview you? Ask them. Go to the Supreme Court. Ask questions. But you can't jump the gun. You guys are giving us false information so many times. You guys have said things that never came to pass. You shouldn't let it be calling you out now. You stop it. We don't want to come and start telling you said X, Y, Z, and it's wrong. Wait for the lawyers. I'm not, if they come up and say, if the court come up and say, oh, X, Y, Z, the court is the court. The court is the court. But one thing I know, I don't trust the Liberian politician. They lie because they continue to lie every day. They always giving wrong information. Wrong information to us. And some Liberians follow it, including our own people there that's supposed to get up with the news. My show, how many local Liberians watching? How many Liberians watching it? One of those who get internet. There's no control on social media. I can say what I want to say. I support Mr. Cummings. It's also a propaganda show. You can do whatever you want to do. I can change my story. But that politics. But you want to take side and stop sitting on the fence. You want to take side. You want to support Mr. Boakai? Come up and support Mr. Boakai. You want to support the president? Come up and support CDC. It is your right. But don't pretend as if you are in the middle and then you bring this person down today, then tomorrow you did, and then you think you're confusing people. No, you're not confusing nobody, Stanton. You're not. Y'all have a good day. Bye. I will talk to you tomorrow.